Asalam-o-Alikum and welcome back. So our today topic is the concept of educational management in educational leadership and management. First thing that we need to understand is the basic thing is the concept. Basic element of management. The term management has two meaning. The first one is management as a group of functional people. Like the term management refers to the personnel in an organization who have the right and responsibility to make decisions and run the enterprise efficiently within the policies defined in this way. The second meaning of the management as a performance process and activity. So the term management is also used to refer to the functions or activity of managing resources, tasks and other person in order to achieve the defined objectives. Like एक person है और वो क्या कर रहा है, फंक्शंस को इस तरह से इस या प्रोसेस को इस तरह से मैनेज कर रहा है रिसोर्सेज को, टास्क को, कि वो अपना जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है या जो गोल है उसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप उसकी तरफ बढ़ रहा है, अपने गोल की तरफ बढ़ रहा है। ये एक जो प्रोसेस होता है इसका मीनिंग है कि वो एक उसने अपने वो जो प्रोसेस है उसको मैनेज किया हुआ है, उसको अपना लास्ट या जो बड़ा गोल है या जो मेन गोल है या जो भी ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो उसको उसकी तरफ प्रोसेस कर रहा है, तो पहले से वो मैनेज करके जा रहा है। The relationship among organization, administration, and management. The first one is organization. Organization means the form of the enterprise as the institution and the arrangement of the human and material resources functioning in a manner to achieve the objective of the enterprise. किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या होती है, कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशन, हर एक इंस्टीट्यूशन जो है वो एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती है जिसमें ह्यूमन कैपिटल जो भी एम्प्लॉय है और जो मटेरियल रिसोर्सेज है वो फंक्शन करते हैं कि वो अपना जो भी उनका गोल होता है उसको अचीव करने के लिए। सो दिस इज द मेन थिंग दैट organization refers to. And the second one is administration, and administration is concerned with the determination of corporate policies and the overall coordination of production, distribution and finance. क्या होता है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में कि वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेट करते हैं, जो भी उनका डिटर्मिनेशन होता है, जो भी उनकी पॉलिसीज होती है उनको इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं, अपने जो भी उनका प्रोसेस होता है थ्रू दिस पॉलिसीज वो चल रहे होते हैं, जो कि उनकी एडमिन उनको बता रही होती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को। और वो जो भी उनका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है वो फाइनेंस में होता है, अदर मटेरियल्स में होता है या ह्यूमन में होता है, वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का काम है कि वो उसको मैनेज करे, सेटअप करे। The next one is management. It refers to the execution of policies within the limits which are established by administration and the employment of the organization as required. Management क्या करती है कि जो भी administration उनको गाइडेंस देती है या जो भी उनको पॉलिसीज देती है वो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं। उनकी अपनी एक लिमिट्स होती है कि वो एक लिमिट के अंदर रह के या जो भी उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है उसी के अंदर वो अपने आप को अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को मैनेज करते हैं। द लास्ट वन इज फोर्थ वन इज रिलेशनशिप। सो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एन इफेक्टिव मशीन। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक इफेक्टिव है कि हर एक चीज जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से रिलेवेंट है वो आपस में उनका एक रिलेशनशिप होता है, एक इफेक्टिव रिलेशनशिप होता है कि वो एक हर एक जो है वो एक दूसरे के ऊपर रिलायबल है। सो मैनेजमेंट करते में भी और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में भी, सो वो एक इफेक्टिव वर्कआउट करने के लिए एक उनके अंदर एक कोऑपरेशन होता है, कॉलीग होती है वो, तो वो डायरेक्शन जो है वो उनका इफेक्टिव होता है। इनका एक जबरदस्त इफेक्टिव रिलेशनशिप की वजह से जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वो आगे प्रोसेस करता है या अपने अब जो भी ऑब्जेक्टिव होते हैं, जो भी गोल होते हैं, उनको अचीव कर लेते हैं। Now, the concept of educational management, elements of management, uh, they filed in 1957 presented the following element of management. The first one is planning, the second is organization, the third one is commanding, the fourth one is coordinating, and the fifth one is controlling. So all these first letters POCCC is the uh, elements of the management. Now, there are Newman and Summers in 1981 presented the following elements or कौन से हैं elements. P stand for planning, O stand for organizing, S stand for staffing, and L stand for leading, as well as C stand for controlling, and M stand for measuring. We will discuss all of these one by. So we discuss all of these one by one. The first one is planning. In this, they define the objective, like establishing clear goal and objective. Then they identify the resources, like determining the resources needed to achieve the objective, and as well as developing strategies, like creating plan and strategies to achieve the objective. Now the second one is organizing. ऑर्गेनाइजिंग में क्या आ जाता है, स्ट्रक्चरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो ये स्ट्रक्चर कैसे करते हैं, क्रिएटिंग hierarchical structure and allocating tasks. The second is assigning responsibilities in the organization. They delegating tasks and responsibilities to a team member, and establishing relationship, like defining relationship between different departments and teams. The third one is staffing. स्टफ में क्या रहता है कि ये रिक्रूटिंग एंड सिलेक्टिंग एम्प्लॉय, लाइक हायरिंग द राइट पीपल फॉर द जॉब, एज वेल एज training and developing employees, like providing training and development opportunities as well, and uh, further they evaluating employee performance, like assessing employee performance and providing feedback. The fourth one is directing. In this, they leading and motivating people, like inspiring and motivating team member, communicating effectively, like ensuring clear and effective communication, and making decision, like taking informed decision that align with organizational objectives. The fifth one is coordinating. In this, they integrate activities like coordinating different departments and teams, as well as they ensure consistency, like ensuring consistency in policies, procedures, and practices. Further, they resolving the conflicts, like managing conflict and resolving issues. The next one is reporting. In this, they are providing feedback, like sharing information and feedback with stakeholders. And they evaluate performance, like assessing organizational performance and progress. Further, they identify areas for improvement, like highlighting areas that require improvement. So they report all of these. The last is budgeting. So they allocate the resources, like assigning financial resources to different departments and activities, as well as they establishing financial goals, like setting financial objective and targets, and they monitoring the expenses, tracking expenses, and ensuring financial disciplines. So Allah are these the whole diagram. They describe all of these. Now we discuss the level of management, like board of governors or directors, and head of department or the institution, as well as supervisors, controller, coordinator, inspectors. So top management, the second is middle management, the third one is lower supervisory management. This is the management pyramid. So the objective of school management, like aim and objective of school management are the same as determined by the government of Pakistan National Education Policy 1979. The first one is to foster a deep and abiding loyalty to Islam in Pakistan, as well as to create awareness that every student is a member of the Muslim Ummah, to spread the message of Islam, and to produce a citizen acquainting with the ideological foundation of Pakistan, as well as to inculcate the teaching of Quran and Sunnah. Now there are the other, like to provide and ensure equal opportunities of education to all the citizens, as well as improve quality of education and develop creative abilities of the people. Further, they provide fundamental education to all, irrespective of faith, caste, and creed, etc., and to create interest and love for learning. Further, they promote and strengthen the scientific, vocational, and psychological education and training in the country. These are the objective of the school management. There are aspects of education, or we can say school management, like society and environment. So there are, the first step is input, the second is process, the third one is output. In input they have resources, policies, and objective. In process there is managerial processes and procedures, and the output, we can say results are the outcome. So society and the environment will be better, and they provide feedback to the society and environment, and further they put some other resources or the policies and the objective they set, so they will uh, process this cycle. Now there are issues in management, like input issues, resources issues, like human, student, staff, material, like funds, facilities, equipment, etc., and constraints like policies, regulation, ideology, etc. These are the inputs issues or the resources issues. The second one is process issue. Process issues में क्या आ जाता है, administrative and managerial issues. It include the power, curricular authority, teaching strategies, nature of programs, and overall production process in education. And the third one is output issues, like the result of the education process, number of successful students, retain a rate, dropout, and how far the educational system is meeting the objective for setting it up. And the last one is social issues, like social, political, cultural, economic, and technological issues which affect the management of education. So there are three basic procedures for the treatment of the issues. The first one is thoughtful and reflective analysis of the issues. इसमें क्या आ जाता है कि ओरिजिन, मैग्नीट्यूड या पॉसिबल जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होते हैं या शॉर्ट टर्म लॉन्ग टर्म इम्प्लीकेशन जो होती है उनको प्रोसेस किया जाए, पॉसिबल मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रैटेजीज को देखा जाए, तो थ्रू दिस दे कैन इजीली treat the issues. The second one is thought throughout research and investigation. The first thing that they need to investigate, and then they research about it, like such research would reveal the ramification and implication of the issues. So they could suggest possible steps for that they can easily use it and accommodate these issues. The last one is through discussion and workshop, like on the issues, uh, highlight the implication, like short or the long term implication on the management practices. The importance of principles are useful to manage for several reasons. The first one is they help the manager to make more accurate decisions, and the manager can apply principle in any situation and eliminate the guesswork, and decision should be sounder, or the result would be a great. The second is the by principle save time. So if one learner principle of management in school, for example, less experience is required to become an effective manager, so discussion can be made more rapidly and accurately when Principle provide guideline for action. The third one is principle enable the people to may pass no information from one generation to the next. Great waste occur when a generation must learn through experience alone what a previous generation had already learned through its experience. So management principle include the planning principle, organizing principle, staffing principle, controlling principle, and directing. So the concept of educational planning, like planning principle, the first one is principle of the primary objective. Like planning should begin with the clear-cut statement of the primary goals. The second is principle of educate alternatives. So the greater the number and variety of alternative presented to solve the problem. The third one is the principle of contingencies. Like a plan should have to build into it prescribed action to cover the contingencies. There are the concept of educational management like organizing principle. The first one is unity of command principle, adequacy of authority principle, and chain of command principle. So, organizing principles include unity of command principle. When an individual reports to a single supervisor, like personal accountability for performance should be clear, as well as adequacy to of authority principle. In this, there is sufficient authority to accomplish a task should be given to the person who is accountable for the result. People often are given a goal but are not given enough power or authority to achieve it. And the last one is scalar, like chain of command principle. In this, when the line of authority from the most senior executive flow clearly to each succeeding lower level position, fixation of responsibility and accountability is easily. Now, the staffing principle in this principle of developing a successors, principle of managing evaluation, and principle of management. So we discuss all of these like principle of developing successor in this. Each manager should train subordinate to be ready to take over his or her job temporarily or permanently. While often violated, this principle is basic to effective management. Often here is no backup person able to fill manager's position after he or she resign is promoted become ill or terminated. The second one is principle of manager evaluation. In this, manager are best evaluated in terms of the result they achieve. So this principle is easiest way to apply when a result are quantifiable. And the last one is principle of management development. In this, since perfection in management is unattainable, there is always room for a manager to improve. Therefore, the organizational eliminate that encourages additional training and development should be. So there is a controlling principle in this principle of standards, principle of measurement of performance, and principle of correct. Principle of standards like a standard should be set for all activities. What is acceptable should be defined clearly and precisely as possible for all tasks. Principle of measurement of performance standards are useless unless actual performance is measured and compared against the standard. Like measurement may take many reform, but regardless of the method, an activity should be evaluated. The last one is principle of corrective action. In this, when a measurement of performance indicate a standard is not being met, so appropriate corrective action should be taken. Like failure to correct what is wrong lead to wastage of human and other resources. So these are the basic. The next one is directing principle. Like principle of harmony of objective, principle of managerial example, and principle of